Breaking news. Scientists have now made it possible to make a potential baby from literally any cell in the human body. It's making news headlines around the world, and I thought as an actual scientist, I'll tell you how it works. Now, we've always understood how making babies works. You get half your genetic material from your mum, from the egg, and the other half of your genetic material from your dad, from the sperm. And that means you get 23 chromosomes from each your mum and your dad, giving you a total of 46 chromosomes. And all your chromosomes are your DNA, your genetic material, but super tightly coiled. You see, if you took your DNA and extended it out in one long line, it would be over 2 meters long. So what your body does to save space is it takes your DNA and it tightly coils it. That's 23 chromosomes from your mum and 23 chromosomes from your dad, giving you your new potential child. So what did scientists do instead of this? Well, they wanted to see if you could make a human embryo using DNA from literally any cell in the body. To test this, they took the genetic material from a skin cell and placed it inside of an empty egg cell. The problem is the cell now has 46 chromosomes, and we needed to have 23 in order for it to be fertilized by a sperm cell. So scientists created a whole new process called mitomeiosis, and stay with me here because it's far less complicated than you think. So the current egg has 46 chromosomes all coming from the skin cell, and we need it to have 23 in order for it to be fertilized by a sperm. Therefore, scientists used frozen egg cells that were frozen in a state that was ready to divide. So as the 46 chromosomes came in from the skin cell, the cell entered a phase where its machinery began to pull apart the chromosomes, leaving 2 pairs of 23 each. Scientists then used chemicals in order for the cell to release 23 of them, giving the egg cell only 23 remaining. And scientists acknowledge that this process was far from successful most of the time, but on average 23 chromosomes were left remaining. Of those egg cells that had exactly 23 chromosomes remaining, they were able to be fertilized by a sperm cell, giving us the full 46 for a person and a functioning embryo. The scientists did clarify though that they didn't allow any embryo to pass the age of 6 days old to ensure no development of a potential child. So scientists have created the ability in principle to take DNA from any cell in the entire human body and use it to create a baby. Some have touted this as a potential win for same-sex couples, as they now have the ability to use genetic material from both partners to potentially develop an embryo. However, other scientists have called for a more open conversation with the public about particular advances in reproductive medicine. So let me know, what are your thoughts?